Hi friends, this is Chris with Josephine's Designs. I'm back today to share with you some goodies from our trip to New England. My voice is better. I'm feeling much better. After I was almost at the tail end of finally getting well, it took me over 20 days total of illness. I ended up with a stomach bug. It was brutal. It was a one-night thing, praise God, but we are back in business. So, here are some of the things that we picked up while we traveled. So, as many of you know, we landed in Rhode Island, rented a car, drove up to Maine, and then came back through New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and then enjoyed Rhode Island at the end. So, while we were in Maine, we went by, hold on one sec, one of our favorite places, and it is the Mainstay, which is a B&B that we stayed at in Kennebunkport, Maine. And these were some of the things that we first enjoyed there. We ended up buying these in town at a little shop, but we also went by the Mainstay, and we picked up some gorgeous mugs, and I haven't even unboxed them yet. We are really behind. So, this one is gorgeous, and of course it's the Mainstay Inn and Cottages, and that's in Kennebunkport. And then we also picked up another one. The blue one is mine, and this one my husband picked out. So, very fall colors. So we really enjoyed it. It is under new ownership. The new owners were extremely generous to us. They were very gracious and kind. They let us wander through and just enjoy ourselves. And I mean, they really were kind. They had the downstairs rooms that I didn't even remember they had downstairs rooms, and so they had two of them available, so they let us tour them. One of them was extremely nice, had a sitting area. And so it kind of gives me hope that when we go back, we'll get to go and I can stay downstairs. So, because upstairs, I just, with my knee, not good. My knee held up, but it did definitely give me problems on this trip. So, anyways, I also picked up some of this Concord grape jelly. This was at a little roadside stand in, I think this one was in Kennebunkport. Anyway, yeah, it is Pattonsbury Farm. So we really enjoyed that. It was really good, and they were very kind to us. So, anyway, so we picked up some grape Concord jelly. Okay, and my husband picked up these, which he's already used his. This one is mine. I saved it for you guys. He picked me up the Maine Starbucks cup, which all the lighthouses of Maine are a big deal. And of course, all the lobster and all the other goodies, but the coastline is our favorite. We love all the lighthouses, and this was really a neat cup. So I was glad he got me one too. So I thought that was fun. And one more box undone. Let's see what else I have here. Oh yeah. There was also this great little shop, and I'm going to come back with more of the artist finds on this trip, because this is going to be a really quick video. There were things that, there was like a shop of artists, if that makes any sense, of local artists in Kennebunkport. So they had gorgeous watercolors and even some sea glass jewelry and all kinds of things. So, but they also had what's called a Coley Hill Candle Company. Anyways, it's a soy wax candle, and this one was the Port Christmas tree. Oh, it just smells fantastic. We are allergic to Christmas trees, so we're not able to have Christmas trees, so things like this are such a blessing. And it's not really overpowering. It's very subtle, and it's very nice. So this was just one of the beautiful hand-poured soy wax candles they had. They had a couple others, or at least one other. I think it was a cranberry. But anyway, so I just picked up one. And again, I will come back with the art and the jewelry and things like that we found too. And then last but not least, we were up in an area. We went up to LL Bean, and there was a fair of some sort going on. It was really busy. It was really not our scene. My husband had wanted to go to LL Bean. LL Bean in the past had been such a fun place for us to go. He wanted to go there because he thought that they only resourced clothing in the United States, and the first thing we picked up, it was not. And so, and it's okay to buy things from other places, I'm not saying that, but you know, he works for an American car maker, he served in the military, he really focuses on keeping jobs here in America, and that is his goal in his work life. And so, anyway, so it was kind of a wah, and the prices, we went in, we were told there was like a big sale, and we went in there, and there was like 2 racks, and they weren't a great sale, and they weren't great things out of a whole huge store. You know, I mean, each section had like a rack or 2, and so it just wasn't that. It was really a letdown. It's the first time we've been there where we walked out and we did not buy one thing. So I had wanted to go through Kittery where they have outlet malls, and then we could go to what's the other one? Eddie. I'm just blanking out. Anyway, I want to say Eddie Bowser, and that's wrong. But the other kind of like winter type clothing, you know, outdoorsy clothing. When my parents came up, when we lived there before, we drove Eddie Bauer, and we took them through there, and they each had those jackets until their last days. So it was just really good quality clothing, and I think we have an outlet, have one at the outlet mall here, but and we'll just have to go see. But anyways, it was just kind of the sentimentality of going there. That's where my parents went, and you know, but we ended up, we didn't go home that way. We kind of got off the beaten path, and instead of driving the coastline, we kind of went inland just ever so slightly, and we happened upon a place called Pineland Farms. And at Pineland Farms, they have this darling, it had been a state school, and then it had been like L.L. Bean had classes out of there, like archery, things like that. There were other types of things that were going on there now. There was a sustainable type farming production. They had dairy. They had all kinds of things. And they had a little restaurant, and they had a little grocery store. And I really loved the vinegars they had, and I brought home all the information, even took pictures, so I'm going to probably order some at some point. I really love good vinegars. And then I picked up some of this granola. And one of my favorite things that we did when we went up through Portland, I love Cabot cheese. I was introduced to Cabot cheese when we lived there, you know, almost 19 years ago. And we can only get a little sprinkling of Cabot cheese here. Now, when I was there, we went in, you could taste everything in the house, you know, in the shop. It was fantastic. And so we came out with a big bag and a lunchbox full of cheese that we hand carried back. It would last 7 hours if it was still sealed. I mean, 7 days if it was still sealed. So we brought that back, though we kept it cool. And then we bought yogurt, and we bought, this phenomenal ranch dip that they had. And I can't believe we bought it, but we did, and it was so good. And they had little pretzels, so we literally ate that on the way to the airport when we were leaving. So just trying to finish it off. They would not let us bring the yogurt on, which was very disappointing. We did not have a great experience in the Providence airport. You know, we were the last ones to get on our planes because there was so few entries to go through. You know, in Texas, we have more than 1 or 2 places that you can go through and, you know, put your stuff, you know, what is it? I don't know, a security check of some sort. And, you know, you go through the machine, they scan you, they check you, they do all that. We got in and out through Texas. We got into Rhode Island, and they made a woman stand up out of a wheelchair who could barely stand up. It was horrible. It was horrible. And when the gal knew that all of a sudden, one gal walked in and said, we had gotten separated, she was like, you two go up with him. And I was like, okay. And so if she hadn't done that, we definitely wouldn't have made our plane. And then the gal who was checking our things out, when she heard we were late for our plane, she just physically, purposefully, just almost stopped and looked right at us. And I have no problem with TSA. I have no problem. I think it's fantastic that we're being protected, but I do have a problem with just bad behavior, you know. So, but by the grace of God, we literally got on the plane and they shut the door behind me. I was the last one because it took me longer to get there. In Texas, when I went through with my cane, they gave me a wooden cane. In Rhode Island, nothing. And it really was very sad. I mean, you know, it's a smaller airport. We chose it because it's easier to get in and out of, especially with a bad knee. But there was no one to help. No one cared. I mean, we go through the Austin airport, and there we see people we know that work there. They're coming up. I mean, it's just a different place. And it's not that it's bad. It's that it was bad behavior, if that makes any sense. So, bless their hearts, but we got through. So, that's my only real complaint, you know, when we went on the trip, was that I think there's a way to keep everything safe and secure. I don't think you have to be ugly. I think you can be kind. And I'm not saying even going out of your way being nice. I'm just saying, you know, don't be rude. How's that one? So anyways, but, pardon me, but we got through, and by the grace of God, we got there on time, and we were the last 3 seats on the plane. Of course, we could not sit together, and by God's grace, my youngest and I could sit in one seat, and my husband sat in the row in front of us. Now, you figure that out on a whole plane. Pardon me. So, you know, it's just what it was. It could have been better, but everything was fine. I think the worst thing would be if we had missed our plane. I think that would have just been no fun at all. So, but we got home and everything was good. And then I came home sick. And then, as you guys know, I was sick for like almost 2 weeks. And then my husband came down sick, and we had a text deadline. So I'm really just kind of getting back here with you guys after about a week or more. But I'm excited. There's a lot to share with you, a lot to show. I will be back with the other part of this video. This will be part 1, and this will be like kitchen foodie things we found, and then the next thing will be artsy fun things we found. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. My favorite thing in this area was in Wells, Maine. There's a place called the Maine Diner, and we stopped there and got tea on the way up, and on the way back, we ate there before we stayed in Kennebunkport, and I cannot tell you, our waitress was phenomenal. She was so gracious. I asked her, did they have in the Wells cookbook, which I have, there was a potato salad. It was phenomenal food and tremendous service. And I asked her, I said, oh, is this in the cookbook? She said, hold on, let me go get it, and I'll give it to you, and you can look. And I said, okay, great. So I was looking through the cookbook, and I told her, I said, you know, she came back, she goes, did you find it? And I said, no, but that's okay, you know, I totally understand, you know. And she came back a few minutes later, and she handed me the recipe, and she goes, we don't protect our recipes here. We're not that way. We are here, and we love our customers, and we know you're going to be back anyways. And I was just like, yes. And so on the foodie note, one last thing is that after all these years, I did eat some lobster. I had a bite of crab out of a crab roll that we all 3 shared. My husband, my daughter, and I. And then I had a couple of bites of baked haddock, and that was very good. And then I had chowder. And after coming off that horrible ulcer situation, and I know many of you sent me messages. I did see my doctor yesterday, and we are good. I can take the medication. It's all been disputed. It's all been refuted. It's all been checked, and we're good. Praise God. And but anyways, to make a long story short, eating was not my friend on the trip, and we did not eat with any regularity. So therefore, my whole system kind of got out of whack, and I'm not really back in yet. So, but we'll get there. We'll get there. So, but the food, when we also ate at Legal Seafood, which we love, and we ate at one outside of Boston, and I'm trying to think where else we ate. I think that was really it. I mean, we really carried our food and our snacks, and we ate a lot of what we had. We brought home a lot of what we had. We did not do one smoothie on the whole stinking trip. Can you believe that? I carried that whole thing, but that's okay. I will never go back when it's this fast a trip again, and to do as much, which meant we went to sleep in the wee hours of the morning. We woke up early, and we threw our stuff in a suitcase, got a shower, and left, you know. And so we didn't take time to eat a good breakfast or take time. And for those of us who wanted to sleep in, you really didn't have time, you know, to do all those things. So that was hard. That was the one thing. And then the other thing I learned at this time of year, not living there, my allergies were through the roof. Absolutely. So I will take like a natural version of a steroid shot before I ever go back in the fall. But besides that, it was gorgeous. It was beautiful. The food was fantastic. And yeah, we had a good time. So, all right, friends, these are our foodie things. I mean, these aren't really food, but they're cups, right? You eat with them, so, or you drink with them. So, and this wasn't really a foodie thing, but it was with all this, so I wanted to show it to you. I'll be back with the part 2 probably tomorrow, and I will bring in the artsy fartsy stuff that we got. So, alright friends, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed. Our channel is really growing, and I just want to thank you guys. You guys have been so good when I was so sick, and when, you know, when we were gone, and there's been a lot of exciting things going on here since we came home. So, and I'll share that more with you in a planning video, but you know, I just want to thank you guys, because a lot of you are sharing the videos with others. A lot of you are sharing about Bible journaling camp with this channel. And by the way, all my Bible journaling camp friends, everything was mailed out yesterday. Yay! We had a last minute sponsor make a contribution, and so I had to literally unpack every padded envelope. I had to go buy new padded envelopes a little bit larger and repack them. So that was totally worth it, because when we get started on November 1st, you will see why it was such a great gift. So anyways, we've had phenomenal help and you know, contributors to this particular camp. And even if you have not signed up for it and you haven't the kit itself, as many of you know, you can gather your own supplies, get your own journal, or get your Bible, your journal that you buy, your Bible that you journal in, and you can come along with us. So, anyways, and I will list the scripture so everybody can participate with the scripture, and yeah, it should be a lot of fun. Okay, my dear sweet friends, I pray your day is blessed, creative, and lovely. Thank you for stopping by. Like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. I'm so glad to be back with y'all. Alright, I'll be talking to y'all soon. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.